Hello, we're in Springfield, Massachusetts, in the Cozy Corners neighborhood, and we're going to look at the old-time houses in this neighborhood. There's lots of them. We're looking at the yellow one with a blue gable front and side. It's a shingle-style Victorian home with somewhat of a wraparound porch on it. You can tell the shingle style by the ample use of sculptured shingles on it. Now you notice on your left-hand side, it's forest, and that's because it's Forest Park over there. This whole neighborhood is cut out from an area of Forest Park, and it became residential. And Forest Park started being formed, say, 1890s. The trolley came around, wrapped in its doorway, and a lot of this neighborhood depended on a trolley getting out of the center of Springfield. People can get on there and get to homes out here now. So this neighborhood built up. And the architectural style from 1890 to 1920 was Victorian. And so there's loads of Victorian homes back here. Now I can't possibly tell you about every one of them. So some of them you're just gonna have to look at. We're on Forest Park Avenue of that Cozy Corner, and you can see a beautiful porch on the second floor. I'm glad they left the second and the first floor porches open. Too many places, especially when a lot of cars, would not leave that open, and they would close it up. Now you notice that there's actually a trail right on the left here, so people can actually go into Forest Park from these neighborhoods without paying, just walk around. I'm seeing a lot of trails now off to the left everywhere, so people got their favorite trail to get into the park. Now, a lot of these homes put it around at the same time, so if they start to look the same, there's a reason. So we're going onto Washington Road, and what I just say, a lot of these homes starting to look the same. See the front porches on all these, they look the same, so they're probably put up by the same contractor in the same architectural style was used. Some of them were boxed in, but the original ones would be the first and second floor would have been open. So you notice that a lot of the same ones right there. And lots more trails, including one trail over there that's tarred up. Alright, now we're starting to see a greenway in between the street and Washington Boulevard. Yes, it's one street, but a greenway in between, and that's nice to look at. And it's right at the edge of Forest Park, so you get a lot of green in this area. And sorry about the sun, it's incredibly bright right around here. Now, we're still in the greenway, we're passing side streets that we'll cover later, and Magnolia has a greenway in between. And to our hard right is a beautiful landscaped Victorian home, and just beyond it, it looks like a craftsman style with a stucco finish to it. Okay, here's another craftsman with a stucco finish, and it's got a heavy porch line on it. And that's very typical of a lot of the craftsmen that they're putting up around this area. Okay, and a beautiful neo-colonial style home there on the hard right. Crossing Piney Wood, and you see how they did this street. Right, it ends in a beautiful greenway because it is actually part of Forest Park, right? And they made a very beautiful greenway around here. Great entrance if you live around in this area to just walk right in and experience in this area. The Barney family house used to be. They had to take it out, and that left a lot of empty space around here, but now it's a nature preserve. And that's because the Forest Park is here, there's no houses here. So incredible. You got a double greenway street, and you've also got a beautiful Forest Park on your right hand side. And you got a great look at all the houses on the street. Taking this right. Okay, now we're going to turn onto Glade Avenue from Washington, and you're going to see a lot of gorgeous homes. And remember the principle that a lot of homes are made around the same time by the same contractor. So a lot of houses will look the same. Look at the first floor and compared to the second floor. If they look different, it's because the second floor they've just boxed in the porch. Okay, and the principle holds true all the way up this street where you see those, right? You can see the principle all the way up this street, very similar style house until you reach one right here. And this one on the right hand side is definitely a shingle Victorian style home with a gorgeous roof line to it. Right, great use of architectural style. Okay, then there's a Queen Anne, a Victorian in essence colored white. And right before it, you see another Queen Anne, not quite a painted lady, but they did a great job of painting the trim very darkish orange, and then the house itself with the bright blue. So it's a nice, beautiful style to it. Okay, on the left-hand side, 129, that's a craftsman-style home where they make it into, I would call that a stick-style Victorian. But remember, it's really a craftsman-style home with a very heavy porch line. Okay, alright, so on the opposite corner you see two large Victorian homes with wraparound porch, at least on one of them on the left. But it's a very beautiful make to it, and a nice use of colors, heavy use of dentils. It's in the Italianate style. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go on to another greenway style street called Magnolia Terrace. That means that the whole middle of it is with a green park through it, and we're going to go one direction and then okay, we're going to go on to Magnolia for a while on both sides to see all the kinds of houses. There's this stick Victorian on one side with a very heavy porch line, right? And all these gorgeous homes, remember, were made approximately the same time around the 1920s, right? And you can see a neo-colonial on the right hand side. Okay, and they make great use of the trees here, so it's very much shaded. Okay, and a lot of the landscapes are gorgeous too, besides the homes. Right, you can see these beautiful porches on these two homes. And some homes stress their porches greatly, and these two do. Okay, now in the distance we see a green colored Queen Anne Victorian home, probably from about 1900, with great use of a wraparound porch on the first floor and a great use of the same on the second floor. So it's quite gorgeous looking. And it's actually a very large volume of house. Okay, and here's an Italianate Victorian home. Very heavy use of dentils right above the second floor. And sadly, I can't show you very well on the left. The sun's too bright, but there's another gorgeous Victorian home there. Thank you for coming on this tour.